Hi everyone, sorry about the rocking. It was very hard for me to press the button. So, hi, my name is Amira, aka Mimi, from Mimi's Wonderful Nursery. And this beautiful little girl right here is Julia. So this video right here is about her gorgeous self. I tried to make a video last night, and she's wearing the same clothes because she did not want to take them off. So hopefully I could get a change in her. Um, so I'm doing a video explaining how Julia came to be Julia. Cooperate, woman, please. Um, I started collecting dolls last year. Hope was my first one. Technically, Hazel should have been the first one, but she got the doll I got. Hazel was a replacement because the doll that I got stolen. So they replaced her with Hazel. So, oh, and excuse the background. That's my brother. He's also on the phone. And so um, I forgot where it was. Out. So Hazel got a replacement. So those were my first two babies in the nursery. um. So sorry about that. I'm coughing. So so I would say from the very beginning, I wanted a toddler, but I always admired the Maddie scope. She's a very beautiful baby. Very. And a very big baby. A very big baby. So I did want to tell her. Eventually, I did want to tell her in my nursery. And I admired. But if I ever wanted to tell her, I wanted to tell her with a darker skin tone. And I wasn't finding any. And I didn't feel like selling. For me, when I find the one that's meant for me, it's going to come. Uh, and I always admired the Manny scope. And I knew she was going to be the doll. My doll in my nursery. Excuse me, my allergies. Uh, so Alicia got her Addie. When she got her Addie, I fell in love with her. I was like, only if she was darker skin tone. And then a while later, I came across Monica's video. She's from Southern Reborn's Nursery, and she had a particular toddler on her video that sparked my interest to the point I wasn't even listening to her conversation. And when she introduced her, her name was Raina. Um, and it was because of Raina. It was Addie's that put the spark in it. It was Raina that put that lit the candle. For those that you won't be in. So Addie is the Maddie Scope from Alicia from Binky's and Blankie's Nursery. And Raina is the Maddie kid from I'm gonna get it. Southern Reborn Nursery. So you could say in analogy that Addie was the candle and Raina was the light. So when I saw Raina, I thought she was a very, very beautiful baby. But by that time, I had Hope, Finn, Hazel, Noah, and Allie, and I had just recently got Benny. But I had talked to Monica from Southern Reborn about her Raina, where she got her. Um, but I was still skeptical about getting her. So, and then I wound up getting Benny. And then I'm like, and I was really waiting for Christmas. Because she was going to be my Christmas present to me. Uh, but I couldn't wait. And I got her early. Um, so, and it was like, I'm glad I got her. I'm glad I talked myself into getting her. And I'm glad I came across their pages. And I'm glad I met their arena. And they added. Because if I hadn't met him, Julia wouldn't be here. Okay, so Julia's name came across because Reina's name is Spanish. So this is how I come up with names. If your doll inspires my name, I look up your baby's names and whatever culture the name is from, I also look up the names for them for it. So I looked up Adeline's name. Addie's name. I couldn't even find any name in her thing that spoke to me. And then I went to Reina's, and her name is Reina comes from a Spanish origin, and I love Spanish. I love Spanish food, telenovelas, you name it. I love it. So I stuck with that. I love the names. Googled it, and they gave me names, and one of the names was on the list was Julia. And so I was reading it out loud, and the name Julia just spoke to me, and I just ignored it. I ignored the name Julia. And I was like, Sophia. Sophia. She could be a Sophia. And I looked at her picture, and I said, Sophia. And my mouth, instead of saying Sophia, said Julia. So I guess your name is Julia. And I kept saying Sophia. And then I was like, nah, I don't want to name her Julia. And I was like, Sophia. Sophia's a good name. And I like Sophia. And I kept saying, instead of saying Sophia, saying my mouth saying Sophia, it was saying Julia. Julia. So I kept saying Julia, and then I'm like, well, I can't fight it. Because I keep mistaking saying, instead of saying Sophie, I was saying Julia. Because, okay, I'm a type of person. I like the actors. I try to find an actor, a live person, that is alive too. That also has the same name. Um, Sophia Loren. Good person. Very sexy. Even for an older woman. She grew gracefully and beautifully. And it's not like Sophie's a good name. It was a nice name. And I guess God was saying no. Her name is Julia. Her name is Julia. I even when she came, I started trying to call her Sophia. She looked at me and said no. Because I held her. I'm like, hi, Sophia. And she looked at me like, nah, my name's Julia. Julia. And I kind of found out that in Spanish, the way you say Julia is Julia. I have a friend that's Spanish. And even when she said Julia, she said, well, the Spanish word for Julia was Juliet. It's Julieta. And I'm like, that's a nice name. And it always went back to Julia. So her name was meant to be Julia. My Spanish baby. So that's how it is. Now, in the next video, I'm going to give a rundown how I named my children. Alright. I know it's going to be boring, and I'm sorry. And I can't believe my video is 9 minutes, almost 10 minutes long. So I am going to say adios, bye, and see you on the next video. I'm sorry if this video bored you. Forgive me. And it was long and you couldn't, um, what's the word? Follow along. But I'm going to put up several videos today. This next video is going to be explaining how I named my babies. Alright. Hello. Bye-bye. Say bye-bye.